Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. Dimitri K's out the building today, but I got my good friend Donovan Sadiq in the building with me, and I am the 5-star general. It's Free Flow Fridays. Mama ain't here today. That means we finna cut up. We finna act a pure D donkey in this thing today, man. I need you to share the video. Let all your friends see it, because we ain't holding back nothing. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in, because you know without you guys, we would not have a show at all. So we definitely appreciate you guys taking the time out to tune in. Say, man, I'm going to start it off. I tried to do a video today. I was in a bad area. I couldn't do it. People couldn't hear me, but you can hear me now. I have a problem with the fake activism. I have a problem with the fake black nationalists. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with all of these so-called black leaders that say they're working in the best interest of the community, but yet we see nothing. The fake activism, man. Look, if all y'all wanted some camera time, man, get some camera time. But goddamn it, sooner or later, you got to do the work. And y'all people out there that's supporting them, it's really a waste of time. It puts a burden on us that's really out in these streets on a daily grinding hard for y'all. As far as the fake black liberation organizations, y'all really get on my nerve, man. I don't. Some of y'all, you're walking around with guns. I don't see you popping them things, man. I don't see you really standing up for the hood, going up in the hood, doing what you need to do. You talk a good game. And as far as black leadership, we ain't got none. We ain't got none. So I'm just sick of it. I'm not going to hold back on y'all, man. And it is what it is. What's up, my man?
All right. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. We made it to Friday. It's Free Flow Friday with the 5-star general on the War Zone right here. We're glad you guys made it. A lot of stuff going on in the news. As you know, all of these retailers have got the Juneteenth stuff out there. And have you guys heard the Proud Boys are selling black merchandise because they're hurting for money? You got a lot of white supremacist groups that are posing as black businesses to get your money because they knew this Juneteenth thing was going to come down, and they know black people love symbolism, and we're going to go out there and get our barbecue. We're going to go to Walmart and get our t-shirts. We're going to do all of this stuff and give our money right to the white guy. Right to the white guy. And isn't it strange how Joe Biden mysteriously ended up coming back in time to the United States to sign a Juneteenth bill? But nobody wants to seem to give credit to Donald Trump, because wasn't it Donald Trump 8 months ago during the election that said he wanted to make Juneteenth a holiday to pander to blacks, to get blacks to vote for him? And for those of you guys that think I'm lying, go to my page. It's a Reuters article that Joe Biden did it 8 months ago. So let me get this straight. If that is the Republican playbook and the Democrats just did it and followed through, are these the same people working together? I'm confused here.
You know what's crazy though, man? As I'm watching these politicians, you got white politicians screaming Juneteenth, Latino politicians screaming Juneteenth, Indian politicians. Man, realistically, man, y'all done made this a very inclusive holiday that ain't got nothing to do with these other races, man.
Do you know what's really crazy, 5-star? Sheila Jackson Lee posted she was the first to get the pin to sign it, right? How many of you guys know that Sheila Jackson Lee is an immigrant? She's from Jamaica. How many of you guys know Kamala Harris is a first-generation American? Her and Sheila Jackson Lee both got here in the 1960s. Their people got here in the 1960s. And look where they're at. And Kamala Harris's father brags all the time that he used to own slaves. So you guys tell me, speaking of Kamala being from California and I'll speak of Sheila being from Texas. What do these two Jamaicans have to do with black slavery, Five Star? What connection do they have?
They have no connection to anything, man. They pander, and they're great at pandering. And that's why people need to wake up, and you need to look at your options. I had a long conversation with my classmate today, and I'm doing some research on school choice. And a lot of the stuff that he said made sense. So let me go back and let me look at some things. No matter what they're doing, education is my thing. And neither one of them are doing anything to educate our children. You feel what I'm saying? Neither one. Matter of fact, Sheila was one of the main ones that ended up getting a whole school district closed down up in Houston, North Forest Independent School District, and had it sucked up by HISD. So, I'm finna really beat these people up on the educational side, because everything that they touch, Juneteenth, no matter what it may be, it all kind of leads me back to what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? It all goes back to education. We're celebrating a holiday, and it's a deserved one. Let me say that. It's a deserved one. But right now we have far more important things to worry about than the symbolism of Juneteenth, especially by two immigrants that they don't have a clue.
I mean, they don't have any blood in the fight. They have no connections to it, but they're the first ones up there making sure that their faces are in print and getting the photo op and all that other good stuff. But we love symbolism.
But didn't I just start to show off about I'm sick of these type of people?
Yes.
Because all they doing is just getting camera time, man. Yeah. They're not doing the work.
Not doing the work. Not doing the work. Now here's the thing that, and I'm gonna let the 5-star start on it with you. How long ago did the 5-star predict and tell you guys the Democratic scare tactic is going to start because they're not giving enough stuff for black people in regards, they're giving us all this symbolism, but nothing tangible. And months ago, the 5-star said this is going to be the playbook that they're going to use to scare black people to vote Democrat, because they have nothing else really to run on in regards to black people. So I'll let the 5-star take that. But it's amazing to me how you could read the playbook, 5-star, and see what is coming down the pipe, and yet other people can't see it.
That's really the higher power, man. It gives me the vision to be able to see things that, I'm gonna tell y'all, 10 years ago, I couldn't see it. I was just like a lot of y'all. I could not see it. But nowadays, I can plainly see it. The Democrats operate on fear. Let's just be honest. And I don't want people to think I'm just picking on the Democrats. We're talking about the Democratic Party tonight. And they operate on fear. That's what they do. And in order to make something happen, they have to put the voters in fear of something in order to make them vote for what they want them to vote for. Now, they don't lean on their record. They don't lean on what they've done for the American citizens. You see what I'm saying? They lean on fear. That's what they lean on. And that's all that they seem to lean on. So yeah, they're gonna start this thing up. And I think it was 2 weeks ago I said, I've never understood, I've never seen them start so early with what they were doing to try and get people to vote, because it's like right now they know that they're in trouble. So, the Juneteenth thing, they pull a rabbit out the hat with that one to try and get you sidetracked. And now they're talking about they're going to try to push through the study of reparations. The study? What you need to study? Oh, I get it. Let's go back to school choice. You didn't get a quality education, so you didn't learn about the history of Black America while we were slaves. So now you want to go back and you need to study it. It's a game. I saw a video that you shot to me. Let me show y'all what fear and pandering actually looks like. Let's see. Start it up, my friend.
To ensure that every American retains their right to vote, our administration, President Biden and myself and our administration, are here to make very clear that we will do everything in our power as an administration to lift up the voices of those who seek to preserve the right of the people to vote. We're not telling people how to vote. And frankly, this is not a Democratic or a Republican issue. This is an American issue. This is an American issue. When we look at these attempts to infringe on people's access to voting, we know that it is going to impact people, Americans with disabilities, seniors, students, people of every walk of life. When we look at these laws that are designed to interfere with poll workers, well, let's think about that for a moment. I have voted and visited with these wonderful American volunteers who are the poll workers. When I've gone to vote at the local elementary school, when I've gone to vote at the local church, this is who we're talking about, and interfering with them and what they are doing as part of their civic duty. These are some of the issues that are at play. And so I welcome you. I welcome you on behalf of the president and myself. As you know, he's in Europe right now. But we wanted to greet you here in the Roosevelt Room as an extension of the importance of the work you are doing, not only on behalf of the people of Texas, but the people of our country and our nation as a whole. And while we will meet, we will also talk about the administration's absolute commitment to seeing Congress, the United States Congress, pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and to pass the For the People Act, to again put back in place the protections that existed before, and to ensure as we go forward that as there are new attacks on the access to the polls and voting, that we head them off in a way that ensures again that the people retain their right to vote however they choose, but unimpeded. So with that, I want to thank all of you, and we will talk about Senate Bill 7 and how it clearly has been written in a way that will make it difficult for people, and what you all are doing as courageous leaders. Again, speak up for the people, and that is what you are doing. So thank you all, and I look forward to our discussion, and let us begin. Let us begin. So thank you. Thanks, guys.
Man, the woman lying, man. The woman flat out lying, man. Let me see if I want y'all to tell me, because I've never seen it. When the last time you seen a poll worker get into it with somebody in the voting poll? I'm just asking.
Never seen it. Never seen it.
She speaks of Senate Bill 7, a bill that I spoke in front of the committee on for these voting changes. Kamala, do you have and we're going to be tomorrow. Yeah, let's talk about Senate Bill 7 tomorrow on Dirty Politics, when we show you the evidence of voter fraud. When we show it to you. When is the last time one of y'all have ever seen a poll worker get into it with a voter? She's a liar. She may be Madam Vice President, but you're Madam Vice Liar. I've never seen it. I have never seen it. You saying, okay, well, they're trying to restrict your right to vote. You don't have enough time to go vote. I vote early every single time. There's never a line. I go in, I vote. It takes me about maybe 10 minutes. If you don't get your lazy ass up and go to early voting, then you will be in a line on election day. But the reason you have the line on election day is the same reason that you have traffic on the freeway. You ever studied traffic on the freeway? Traffic on the freeway only starts because people wait too long to get in the lane to get off the freeway. And a lot of time it impedes with the traffic that's actually getting on the freeway. So it creates traffic jams. So if you don't go vote early, your ass will be in a traffic jam on election day. Now, if that's the case, that's your goddamn fault. That ain't got nothing to do with folks stopping you from voting. You saying, well, they don't want to give them water in Georgia. If you're electioneering in the state of Texas, if you're working the polls, you have to stay 100 feet away from the door. But if I'm in a long line and you bring me some water and you put one of them push cards around it, you telling me who to vote for. They done caught them doing all of this. You don't want the poll workers in the polls because we caught you with your drive-through voting with your extra IDs sitting on the table. But they operate in fear. They all singing the same song. Kamala, you don't have a clue what the hell is going on down here in Harris County. Nothing. But I don't hear one politician contradicting nothing I'm saying about what's going on down here in Harris County, because they know who gave the county commissioner's court the right to even think that they could send out 3 million early ballots. I didn't ask for one, but they were prepared to do it. If you're voting early and you're voting through the mail, nobody can fill out your application for you. And lastly, Kamala, I'd be damned if I gotta have an ID to get a library card, but I don't need one to vote. That's BS, bro. They operate in fear.
Right. Somebody in one of the comments on another page said that they didn't understand where her fear tactic was. Did you guys notice as she was talking, she had said that the way that the laws are being made in certain states and red states, where they're making the law difficult for people to vote, she's saying that what their administration is going to do is they're going to make it back to the way it was and whatever. And she was saying it affects these people, and these people, right? Mostly people that usually vote Democrat, right? That's where the fear mongering is going in. She's saying that if you guys don't, keep us in office and do what we need to do, your voting rights are basically at threat. So she's inadvertently putting a fear in the back of your mind that if the Democrats don't win in the midterms coming up, then your voting rights are at stake. And that's not true whatsoever.
My voting rights are at stake because the people that are in Washington that we send there have yet to go in the building and draft some type of legislation to make sure that Black people don't have to get the right to vote every 25 years. They have to vote to give us the right to vote every 25 years. So my voting rights are under attack by that. But the people that's supposed to represent us, they can't answer these questions. They don't want to answer these questions. You see what I'm saying? Because they playing you as the voter. Now I know but the Republicans, hold on a second. Let's stop. The Republicans don't represent you if you're not a Republican. They represent Republicans. They're doing what their Republican constituents want them to do. The big issue in Texas is the new gun law. This is what the Republican constituents wanted them to do. So why don't the Democratic constituents stand up and do what we need them to do? You didn't walk out on that gun bill. You didn't walk out on the abortion bill. I wonder why. Because you cut the deal under the table. And you know what? I'm not mad at you for cutting the deal because I know that comes with your job. It comes with your job. But stop lying. Stop lying and acting like we're under attack. Yes, we are under attack. Because what happens in 25 years if they don't give us the right to vote? Tell them go there and fight for that.
Exactly. And then, notice how she was talking about we're going to go do this and we're going to do, what we're going to do, You have the votes to do it right now. What's the holdup? What do you mean what you're going to do? You've got the votes, or maybe you don't, because some Democrats are actually Dixiecrats and racist type people, and they don't want black folks to have anything. And as long as we keep playing the game, they'll keep throwing us symbolism. But I want you guys to think about this, and I said this on my show earlier today, me and Dimitri's show earlier today. 5-star, do you know what's going to happen June 30th of this month? What do you think is going to happen on June 30th of this month? Any idea? Okay. For a lot of people that don't know, the CDC moratorium on rent and mortgage is up. So that means your landlord on July 1st is going to file paperwork for you Negroes that did not pay your rent. Now, my question for you guys is this. Do you have a year's worth of rent? Do you have 6 months? Do you have 3 months? In LA County, there's over 60,000 homeless people. Out of that 60,000, guess how many are black? Half of them. So they just gave you a holiday, which some of y'all are going to take the little money that you guys have left. You're going to go barbecue. You know what? Go enjoy yourself. Go enjoy your little whatever you're going to do. Have fun. Enjoy it. But instead of taking the money and paying your mortgage, especially if you're a homeowner, you should have paid your mortgage no matter what. And you didn't pay your rent, whatever. Go have a little fun, whatever you're going to do, because come July 1st, the evictions start.
So the homeless population in America is going to increase.
Absolutely. And if
maybe tenfold.
Yeah, if California is any barometer to what's going to happen to the rest of the nation, if half of the black people here in California, this is just LA, I'm not even talking about Northern California, this is just LA, is half black, what do you think is going to happen across the nation?
Well, I tell you what, I might have to make a new song called "Go Get Your Ass Up Under the Bridge." That's what's going to happen. See, y'all don't understand, man. They not working for us, man. They not working for us, man. But me, I'm good because I took care of my business. I was able to make sure, I took care of my business. But I'm just telling y'all, they do this shit and they don't even think twice about y'all. They really think you're stupid. See, it's a difference between being dumb and being stupid. They really think that you are not intelligent and that you are stupid. So July 1st, let's see who gonna be homeless and who ain't. Say, man, it's gonna be a travesty.
Armageddon for black people.
Armageddon, no question. And I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. So, people like Kamala, who's a pathological liar. Has Kamala mentioned anything about the educational system? Has she mentioned anything about improving the educational system? Are the black politicians saying anything about improving the educational system? Because if you don't get a quality education, if your babies don't get one, they're going to grow up, they're not going to be able to get a meaningful job. Therefore, they will have to be dependent on the government. And right now, the Democrats are going to lose power. I've never understood how you got all the power and you won't do nothing. You won't do nothing. You don't have an excuse, but you won't do anything. You see what I'm saying? Kamala, I never trusted her from day one. Never once did I trust her from day one because she's a liar. She's a liar. And you ski-weeing around here, you got your chucks ready? You're going to need your chucks under the bridge so you don't cut the bottom of your feet on that bottle glass. Got your pearls ready? Might need to pawn them because you're going to need some money. All because we keep dealing with the same devils. So the devil that they want you, And all you got to do, and watch it make sense, the more they tell you to look at them Republicans, the more you need to be looking at them. They're trying to take the spotlight off them because of what they're not doing.
Yeah, on my show today, if you guys go to my page and you see it, I played a video of the shell game. How many of you guys remember the shell game where, the guy's got a card and he's kind of, you got to get the Joker or whatever, and he'll switch it. That's what the Democratic Party and the Republican Party do toward black people. You think you're winning, but they'll let you win at first to get you hooked, and they'll start giving you stuff. Here you go, you can have that, you can have that. But then as the game gets a little bit more serious and the bet keeps going up, you start losing. We're at a point, and it's so sad because we've been warning and sending the alarm out there. And what's really sad about this 5-star, and I really feel bad about it now. And wait, I want to go to Tanaya. Tanaya had a good comment. Tanaya said, I read somewhere the federal government was paying people back rent and bills. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just going to use my common sense on this, Tanaya. Why would the federal government pay you more money after all the money billions of dollars they've already, trillions, I'm sorry, it was in the trillions of dollars they've already paid that was supposed to go to pay your rent and your mortgage, and you didn't do it. So how are you still a victim, and you have to account for all of this money that was given to you? I have relatives that were getting back paychecks of $15,000 from when they signed up for unemployment to when they actually got it. Plus they're getting the federal stimulus check. Plus they're getting all whatever the incentive from the state. These people were bringing home like $4,000 or $5,000 a week. And I just can't believe the federal government's going to say, because of your stupidity, we're going to give you more money to bail you out of a situation that we initially gave you money to not get into. So I'm just not sure how that's going to work. But I do know this. Fellas, give it to about June 20th when the kids' diapers run out and they're going to need formula and shit. The pussy is going to be at least $15 across the board, at least 15. And the strip clubs are going to just be busting out with talent.
It's crazy. I was looking at a comment. Hold on. Let me find this comment.
Like Rose City, blame it on the crab legs. Exactly. People went got crab legs. People just.
Curtis Chavez. People are living paycheck to paycheck, but all of a sudden, they're going to be able to catch up in rent and mortgage. It's not going to happen. And he said doubtful. It's not going to happen. And you know what's going to happen? Your favorite politician is going to stop answering the phone. They ain't going to give a damn if you got the vaccine. They ain't going to give a damn about nothing, but they know they can't answer their phone because they will not be able to tell you the truth. I really think that you need to look at some things, man. And see, we're diverse in the way that we live. We're not diverse in the way that we think. And what I mean by that is we don't have a problem living next door to the white folk, but we got a problem living in the white neighborhood. Long as they in your neighborhood, you don't give a damn. But a lot of these white folk don't want to live in your neighborhood at the moment because it's all messed up. Now, they'll move there once they gentrified. But see, we're diverse in the way that we live, but not in the way that we think. So when I look at this situation across the board, I see a bunch of homeless black people in July. I see a bunch of people losing their homes and losing their apartments and nobody being able to give them a real answer. Because all the money that the Fed sent to help, give to you guys, they gave that to their friends or their friends' children. You know, I know if I'd applied, they wouldn't gonna never approve me for nothing. But
I didn't get a dime. I didn't get a dime.
Hold on, I'm reading the comment. You're gonna have to take back them PS5s. You're gonna have to take back them slingshots. Well, you're gonna have to sell them for a little bit of nothing just to survive. But if you think the federal government is going to continue to take care of you, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So your favorite politician gonna mysteriously come up missing, and you ain't gonna be able to locate him.
Yeah, the guy, Ron Johnson, the guy that initially in 2020 was against the Juneteenth bill, he was against it because he said that would cost the federal government too much money. So after giving, what, $6 trillion, no, I think there was $9 trillion in total in pandemic relief that they voted in, about $9 trillion, which mostly went to white people who already had the money. I don't understand that. But after all this money that you guys, people were given, I just don't see them justifying throwing more money down a well. And Jalen Monroe says, I know way too many people who decided to stop paying bills because they wanted to. And we were telling you guys, hey, I mean, if you're a homeowner, okay, you got your dreams in your home, it didn't matter if the zombie apocalypse was happening. You should have the wherewithal and the sense to pay your mortgage, because one day you're going to own that house. Now, the renting, I don't know, that's a little different thing, but at least your house mortgage. I've got people that I know that are up shit creek right now, and my phone is blowing up, talking about what should I do? I don't know what to tell you at this point. But, and then wait, I want to get another one. Jalen also says, these parties are oppositions in theory, but they have to work together on a daily basis. And absolutely, stop seeing them as two separate parties. They all deep down carry the same interest. Like the 5-star always says, two wings of the same bird.
See, and that's what's the amazing part. They want us to hate the Republicans, but yet you work with them every day. But you want us to believe they the devil, but you go in them state houses and you work with them every single day. Nah, they the same people. They the same people. I wonder how my neighborhood would look if it was a Republican neighborhood. I wonder if the streets would be fixed. I wonder if the illegal dumping would stop. I wonder if the cops would be just profiling us like that. You know, would that happen? I wonder if my schools were failing, if they would continue to fail. No, it would not go on. So as you evolve from boys to men, you need to change the way that you think and stop believing these people who ain't doing nothing for you. A lot of you women out there, just because a man can give you the dick, but can't put a loaf of bread on the table, you will cut him off. So when are you going to cut these people off that keep lying to us, that ain't doing nothing for us? But the other side of the coin, they over there living like the Clampets.
You know, but I mean, how long ago were we telling people this 5-star to be ready and, be, ready to go? That, we were saying, okay, you got your politician, you got all this stuff. Why aren't they preparing for irresponsible people to deal with this homeless issue? You've got all the votes, everything you need to do. Why do the Juneteenth bill wasn't even Cory Booker is the only Democrat in the Senate, black, and then there's Tim Scott, the Republican. The author of the Juneteenth bill that went to the House was a white man. So you mean to tell me even the black politicians that are there do not have the wherewithal to introduce legislation that they know their people need? Cory Booker, if you looked at it, he signed on to it as a co-sponsor. So he didn't exactly initiate it. And it's just amazing. All these congressmen, these black people in certain positions, They don't initiate anything for us. And it takes people like the 5-Star, myself, and other platforms to tell you guys what the hell is going on. It's amazing.
I'm looking at Hawkins 75 comment. 95% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. The pandemic is going to end up destroying us all. I think that's what he meant, destroying all.
I have to disagree.
I've lived paycheck to paycheck and never got behind. I remember one time me and my wife, ex-wife, lost our jobs at the same time. We never missed a bill. You know why? Because we had a savings account just for when times got hard. Now, if you live paycheck to paycheck and you take your extra money and you take your ass to the turkey leg hut, you take your ass to Layla James tonight, then that's you fucking off your money. You see what I'm saying? We just wastefully spend. White folks save. You can't be mad at people for living a little bit differently because they do it differently. We can't keep blaming everything on everybody. It's our responsibility. Look, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because when you were in school and you were getting a free education, you thought it was a fucking game. You didn't want to learn how to read. You didn't want to learn how to do math. When you graduated, you didn't go to a trade school. You didn't go to college. You went and ran your ass to Walmart because you wanted some fast money real quick. But now as you've gotten older, the game busting you in your face. And now everybody's at fault for the decisions that you made as a grown man and a grown woman. No. I could have not paid the rent too. But I opted to pay it. Just like I woke up today and opted to pay the balances on all my credit cards. I opted to do that. And you know why I didn't mind paying my balances? Because whatever I'm finna pay, they just told me my balance is zero. The money technically back on the damn cards. It's right back. We have to start making better decisions. Whether it's in the voting process, whether it's in the educational process, it is what it is. Now, when I heard my classmate speak today about education, and he was like, man, I couldn't do this when I got out of high school. I couldn't do that when I got out of high school. I know he's not lying, because you got kids that are graduating in the top 10% of their class that go to the local community college, and all they're taking is remedial courses because they can't pass the TSIs. So what the fuck are they really teaching them in there? So that's why, Donovan, I'm really researching school choice. I'm really researching it because a lot of these people, you're making decisions that impact you later on. You're thinking about today when you should be thinking about 10 years from now. You should be thinking about 10 years from now. Donovan?
Yeah, Hawkins, like I said, I don't know what your source of the 95% of Americans, but let's just break it down to the 14% of Black people that make up the American population. And out of 14% of us, 70% of us live at, below, or just a little bit above the poverty level. 70% of the Black population lives near the poverty level. So that means that 30% of us are doing okay. I guess I would be part of the 30 because I'm doing okay. But living paycheck to paycheck, I have to agree with Jalen Monroe. I mean, that's a choice you made, in how you're living, because it can be done. But unlike other groups, when they gave everybody a stimulus check, why would you give a white person and a white family that makes $170,000 annually a year over Black people who make about $17,000 a year on average? Why would you give them a stimulus check? All they didn't do anything to help close the wealth gap. All they did was give them more money so they can do what they want to do. So my point is this, if you live in a hood or whatever you want to call it, and you have a Mercedes, That's fine. Get your Mercedes, but it's the choices that we make and what we want to buy. Quality is quality. I'm all for that. But what did we actually buy with our money? Here in California, the illegals who got money from the state, in my neighborhood, do you know what they're doing? They're going around buying up the homes in the neighborhood and putting their family members and friends into those homes. They didn't go out and got the big TV. They didn't go to the turkey leg hut. They didn't do any of that. They looked down the road and said a year from now, and I'm gonna be honest, right now where I'm at, I haven't done nothing in a year. That's because I am getting ready to be a predator, and I'm going to get me some California homes for little or nothing on the dollar. Short sales, whatever I got to do. But that's what I'm saying. We don't think outside the box, and we live way beyond our means.
I get it. Pioneers say the poorer and more broken America gets, the more the establishment pushes out these get rich quick schemes and motivational seminars, lying to the people and telling them to get rich. Okay, well, this is what I'm gonna tell you. There are plenty of jobs out there. A part of the problem is we're not qualified for them. We're not qualified for them. We don't have the educational background on our resumes that we need. So here's the thing. If you complaining about what you make, what you gonna do about it? If you don't like the money that you make and you know that you need more education, what you gonna do about it? So guess what? If your motherfucking ass can't read, you're supposed to be working on the fries. If you can't count, you can't work the register. Go back there and fill up the ice machine.
Day labor.
If you want better, you're going to do better. Nothing ever held me back. I done had every job that you could think of. Driving 18-wheelers, drove a cab. I was a cook. I did everything. But the one thing I knew is that I felt I wasn't making enough. Then I did what I needed to do to get there. I would work jobs. And guess what would be when I was a catering manager and I could pay all my bills with one check. I would get 4 checks a month because I was working 4 weeks on. The only thing that I would ever buy, I would pay all the bills. You could pay them all with one check. The other 3, we just put them in the bank. I would only buy stuff that could make my job easier or help me make more money. When you started getting all this pandemic money, what the fuck you went bought a slingshot for? Soon as they open up the clubs, you in that bitch popping bottles. You supposed to be under the bridge. You supposed to be. You're supposed to be. If you don't want to be in poverty, then do something about it. If you work in one job and it ain't making enough, get you a second job. I'm not understanding that with the excuses as far as that goes. Now, here's another thing I looked at. Oh, well, we're poverty stricken in the African American community. We can't do this and do that. How do Mexicans come over here and outperform y'all? You know why? Because they can put 10 of them in one house and ain't nobody stealing nothing and killing each other. They ain't got no problem going out there and cutting no grass to make no money. I don't see no black motherfucker out here cutting grass right now in this 100-degree heat. I see my Latino brothers out there. So don't be mad at them. I'm not understanding. They come here with far less. Yet they use what they have. They all band together. They come up and then we mad at them because they buying the hood up. I ain't mad at them. Buy that motherfucker up. Gonna be a whole bunch of spots to buy in a minute because y'all finna be homeless.
And you know, the good thing is, like, I did a show and I was talking about Chapter 35 and Rose City as a veteran. And a lot of you guys that are veterans, we don't even realize after serving this country, for whatever reasons we serve it, and I thank you guys that have served, we don't even realize how much money we leave on the table through the Veterans Administration. So I was telling Rose City, that Chapter 35, if you're 100% disabled, so let's say you only did 6 years in the military and you got out, but you get to the 100%, which you should know about, and you got kids. Now, let's say you're one of those brothers, you got 7 or 8 kids from 4 different women. So what? The VA gives them each, even if it's stepchildren, even if you have stepchildren and you're 100% disabled, they will give those kids $1,000 a month stipend if they're in school full-time at college. And in a lot of states, if you're 100% disabled, they even pay for the school.
Now, if you're 100% disabled, whether you're a veteran or not, you can go to college and get all the student loans you want for free, and they'll write them off. Come on, man. We got to stop with the white man's holding me back. You a goddamn lie. You don't want to go to school. You don't want to be responsible for yourself. You're 100% disabled. Man, you got to be out your fucking mind, man.
Right. And then you think about this, especially you guys that went to Afghanistan, were in the Army or the Marine Corps, and you got those serious injuries, or you got PTSD, because I do believe in it. That's $3,500 a month tax-free. $3,500 a month tax-free, plus your kids get to go to school for 35 months at $1,000. That's $35,000 towards school, books, or whatever they're going to do with it. Or if you guys practice group economics, like my Mexican compadres here that were in the military and then they got their kids, whatever, they're taking that $1,000, the kids are pitching in, and they're buying up the block. They're buying up the block with tax-free dollars. The money is there. Just like the 5-star said, you get all the stuff for free. You're 100% disabled. You got student loans. They're going to wipe them out. I had over $60,000. And they just said, fill out this form. You're done. I got the thing back.
One piece of paper, and it wipes it out. I want to read Pioneer's comment. You make another good point, Jayla Monroe. She come from good stock. But still, most people are average. They choose to be average. The one thing I learned from them old coaches that coached me in high school, if you're going to be anything, be the best at what you do. You're choosing to be average. You're choosing to go through this shit that you go through because you don't want to give up something. You don't want to give up partying. You don't want to give up flossing. You don't want to give up your Louis Vuitton. So this is what you choose to do. And that's why y'all get these attitudes. Some of y'all out there, and I don't think the jackals really watch the show. That's why they get out there and start jacking people, because they mad because they ain't got what other people got. But the same way they got it, you can get it. You just got to bust your ass and get it. Now, if you choose to bust your ass and get it, which values do you think you have inside of you, Republican or Democrat? Republicans say, we don't want to pay no taxes. Why do people have a problem with people not paying taxes? Won't you put yourself in that tax bracket so you don't have to pay them either? They don't just make tax laws for Republicans. They make them for everybody. Well, Donald Trump didn't pay no taxes. Put yourself in that tax bracket. Is it easy to become a multimillionaire? No. You're going to have to work your ass off. And that's the problem. Some of y'all don't want to work your ass off. You want the money, but you don't want to do the work. You want the lifestyle, but you don't want to do the work. You want all the bells and whistles, but you ain't willing to do the work. See, and you was laughing at that little white boy with them horn rim glasses sitting in the college classroom with you, and your ass dropped out and he kept going. He was a nerd. He was this and that. Most likely he your goddamn boss right now.
He's your CEO, exactly. And, I have a question for anybody out there that can remind me of this. Remember, not less than 2 years ago, and we were talking about fair wages and, making a livable wage, and the Republicans and the Democrats were saying, hey, this is impossible. If we give everybody $15 an hour for flipping a burger, businesses would close and mass and all this other stuff. What happened? What happened? I mean, they're starting people out at $17 an hour at Amazon. All this kind of stuff, but the businesses aren't closing. So what happened? So are they lying to us? Or, what's going on with that? All of a sudden now they can pay all these decent wages, I guess, decent, trust me, $15 an hour ain't nothing in California. So don't come here. But they could pay all that.
This is where I think differently with decent wages. If I own a company and this is what I pay, this is what I pay. You don't have to work for it. Somebody will though. You see what I'm saying? You can't tell a company what to pay you. If you don't like what they pay, go start your own goddamn company. Instead of trying to buy a motherfucking car and candy painted and put swingers on it, why you don't go get you an 18-wheeler? Because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work. Some of y'all have a problem punching a clock, but you ain't got no problem showing up every day to do it. I stopped punching a clock, and I had to have a plan to survive when I did it. I work for me. You don't hear me? And if those that work for me, this is what you're going to make. It's not a livable wage. Well, go start your own goddamn company or get you another job. That's how I feel. And if you don't want to do that, take your ass back to school, get your education, and put yourself in a field that can pay you what you want to make.
Exactly. Let's just change topic a little bit. How many of you guys have heard that Oprah Winfrey is going to do a Father's Day special where she's going to honor the good dads out there? Now, here's my thing with Oprah on that. Especially ladies, I'm sure some of you guys that follow Oprah, if you do or don't, I don't know. But I'm sure you've heard her putting this out there. Now, she already lost credibility with me with the Harvey Weinstein thing and the R. Kelly thing and the Michael Jackson thing. She really screwed me up with that. So she's done with me. But didn't Oprah spend a whole career dogging black men and giving us the worst tropes in regards to black men? Didn't she make her whole career and build her whole career on talking about how bad black men are?
I don't listen to Oprah. I don't trust Oprah. Oprah is an agent. When Oprah can open her mouth and say something about her friend Harvey Weinstein, then I will maybe listen to anything that she has to say. Until then, and it has nothing to do with him being white. It has something to do with him being wrong. And if you can't check your friend, then why the hell I need to listen to you? I don't need to listen to Oprah. Oprah don't give a fuck about no black people like talking about. And any money that you've ever seen her give away, you can best believe she got it back. She ain't did us no goddamn favors. None.
Let me read this comment from Parias. Screw Oprah. Next question. So I like that. But do you think that she's doing this because she's trying to get back into the black community? Now, how many times have we told you when white supremacy is done with its tools, it breaks them? So do you think that maybe this is her way of trying to, crawl back into the black community and get good graces?
I think it may be because black people stopped fucking with Oprah a long time ago. Oprah wasn't about us. That's why a lot of y'all kids fucked up, because y'all listen to her. And Phil Donahue, they fucked y'all up, man. Because it is what it is, man. But I think when you lose your black card and you finally get to a point, no matter how much money you got, where you're not being accepted by the black community anymore, then you try to get back in their good graces. That's why I feel bad for Mayor Sylvester Turner. Because when you're not the mayor anymore, if you don't get an upper level position in politics, Negro, you're going to be in Acres home, and them black folk ain't going to be fucking with you, man. And then what you going to do then? What you going to do then? That's how I feel about Oprah. I don't fuck with Oprah. Oprah full of shit.
Yeah, and you were saying about Mayor Turner, that's the thing with these politicians, your Simone Sanders, Mamie Sanders, all of these people, they are agents for the Democratic Party. And all they do is audition for the next higher position. But, in regards to Oprah, though, I never was, and, Pioneer says she's a gatekeeper. Selena says she's Tyler Perry's best friend, all these things, and it makes me wonder, you look at Tyler Perry's stories. When he first came out, I kind of enjoyed when he first came out, but then when his storylines started shitting on black men, I just couldn't couldn't follow it anymore, you know? And it's just amazing that when Monique was pointing out the Oprahs and the Lee Daniels and stuff, everybody was jumping on Monique to come to find out that she's right. And it's just something. But, you know, all this money is going to be honoring the Black fathers and giving real stories. So, you know, we're going to see how this, you know, I might not watch it, but I'll probably hear about how it went.
I don't listen to a bunch of them. The Gatekeepers, I don't listen to them. I don't have the time. What they saying doesn't even register to me. They're so far removed from poor Black America that they don't have a clue how it operates on a daily basis. You know, they look at data. Data can be tainted. They read books that are written by non-Black people, but yet they know what's best for Black people. And to me, that's an oxymoron.
You know, to me, the best talk show outside of Jerry Springer was that episode where Geraldo had the racist on and the fight broke out. That's why Jerry came a little bit after that. And that's when all the ratings started going up. And how many of you guys remember when Jerry Springer started outdoing Oprah in the ratings when the shit was getting wild on the Jerry Springer show? And when I was in the military, I didn't think any of that stuff was real. When I retired and I started watching like the old stuff, I was like, oh my God, this is real people. I couldn't believe it because I thought it was just entertainment.
No, it was real, man. Some of it was orchestrated. Some of it was real. I never liked it. I never liked it at all. I never liked when people would come on and I never understood some of it. You know, how you could be dating somebody for a year as a man and not know that you're dating a man. And, you know, you all of a sudden they fighting on stage. They really need to take that shit out of syndication because it's an abomination. It's an abomination. And I just look at some of the things, and I mean, some of the things that are being put out there. You know, if we say something about the jab, it's a problem, but you ain't got no problem putting up white supremacy videos. You ain't got no problem putting up fighting videos, cops killing us. But you say something about the jab and then all of a sudden your account is flagged. I'm not understanding that, but I get it because you want to program us to think a certain way. So this is all we see. And I'm glad to know that I know thousands of African-American people, thousands and thousands of African-American people that do not live or perpetuate the stereotypes that are being thrown out there to make us look the way that we look some days.
But, this is a good thing. Demetra K is on vacation. And by the way, for all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day weekend, Juneteenth, all that other good stuff. Get your barbecue on, get your grill on, make sure your lady treats you right, takes you out, and get that VIP room treatment. If that's what you want that day, enjoy that. But what are some of the things some of you guys are going to be doing for the weekend? I mean, what's happening?
I'm gonna be snoring and fighting. I don't get caught up in them weekends and them holidays, man. It's designed to make us spend a bunch of money that we don't need to spend, and I just don't get caught up in it. I don't celebrate the Father's and the Mother's Day. My parents are gone, so I'm good. But I will tell all these guys out there, happy Father's Day to you. No matter what type of father you are, you're a father. If you're a deadbeat, happy Father's Day, man. You know, and it is what it is because some of us have been labeled deadbeats because we just didn't want to fuck with the baby mama. So happy Father's Day to all you guys, man. Keep doing what you do best, which is survive.
Yes. And, I'm going to tell you one of the things that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be guest hosting on a Dirty Politics tomorrow evening. If you're not doing anything, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be with this guy here, the 5-star general, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about it as we get into it.
Yeah, well, Dirty Politics is a show that we decided to do to expose dirty politicians. And not just in Houston, all across the country. We're going to dig off into your business and we're going to expose you for who you are. Now, we're going to start in Houston. We're going to have a little fun. But we're going to show you some things. Now, it's totally up to you to believe it. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Some of the stuff you need to use common sense on. You just need to use common sense on. Yeah, we're going to expose some of your frat brothers. We're going to expose some of your sorors. We're going to expose some of your church members. But it's dirty politics. Dirty. And if you really had a clue what was going on, you'd wake your ass up like 3 days ago.
Absolutely. So yeah, whatever you guys are going to be doing this weekend, just be safe, enjoy it. Because guess what? Come Monday, we're right back in it. Across the nation, here in California, they've lifted the mask mandate if you're vaccinated. But here's my question. How do they know who's vaccinated and who's not? I just don't understand how they just say, oh yeah, you're vaccinated, just take your mask off. So is that going to stop the people that aren't vaccinated from not taking their masks off? It's just crazy stuff going out there. What do you think about that, 5-star? How do you decide who's this and who's that?
I really don't know, because I don't even wear the mask. I'm sick of it. I mean, I'm good. I didn't survive the pandemic. I'm good. I think if we can do all this other stuff, we can get back to normal, man. And I think it's just time to get back to normal. And but trying to figure out who's vaccinated and who's not, I don't know. I don't even try to figure it out. It's too much of a headache for me.
So we're going to be getting into that tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Curtis is asking what the link is. Just look up 5-star, whatever, come to Facebook at 5 p.m. Again, the shadow ban, because even if we tell you, they're not going to give you the link anyway. I mean, it's the same thing. So just come where you're at and look us up, and we're probably going to be live, and you'll check us out there. But, Demetra is in California here, so she's going to be spending time with her dad, and I'm sure she's out there selling bean pies with him, because one thing about her dad is that brother be getting it out here in the sun. We've been having triple digits. He's out there in a suit doing it. So I'm very sure she's probably monitoring him doing all that other good stuff. But you guys, whatever happens out there this weekend, just be safe, enjoy yourself, and just remember and spread the word. A lot come the 30th, the CDC moratorium is a wrap. And a lot of these owners and landlords are going to be filing paperwork July 1st. So if you ain't got their shit together, or, Ray ain't got his stuff together, and Sharika, with the 3 kids, ain't got her stuff together, you might want to warn her to get ready. Because I remember in 2007, when the housing bubble hit here in California, you had women that came out with their kids from LA, getting a $400,000 home, 4-bedroom home, on a Taco Bell salary of $9 an hour, right? Got an extra loan to furnish the house. The bubble hits. Guess what folks, mostly Hispanic out here, were doing when the people got evicted from their homes? Because these people were leaving with brand new appliances left in the homes. So if you guys know somebody that might be in a situation like that, you might want to start moving your stuff to the rental storage facility while you got the opportunity, because when they put that padlock on the door, it's a wrap.
I tell you what, man, that was your final thoughts. My final thoughts is simple. The Negro still is not free. Say, man, it's a reason we the best in the business. Every night, 7 p.m., YouTube and Facebook. It's the War Zone. On behalf of my good friend, the Queen Demetra K, my partner, Donovan Sadiq, I am the 5-star general. Dirty Politics tomorrow. You don't want to miss it, man. We going hard in the paint. And if you a politician, shut your ass up and sit down and eat this soup. Because we got something for you, homie. Until tomorrow, we going to holler at you.